Sports Oklahoma Fantasy Football Forecast.
Trades just rolling in the middle of our show prep here.
It's wild.
So you just mentioned the Broncos traded Bradley Chubb to Miami in exchange for a package including Chase Edmonds, who most people probably have been burying on their bench the last few weeks. After the Dolphins were paying him pretty decent to not be playing or to just be taking a backup role to Raheem Mostert. And then we were just talking about Chase Claypool to the Bears, which
the Bears,
depending on how you feel about Bears receivers historically, especially with Justin Fields, could go either way. And then earlier today, TJ Hawkinson to the Vikings.
Yeah.
The Lions clearly saying we don't really care how good the Vikings get this season because our season is sort of over.
That's I don't like interdivision,
right?
Yeah, interdivision trades I don't like. If I was a fan of the Lions, I'd be like, why are we trading them to the Vikings? Why? There's so many other teams out there. But I also think that it doesn't really help the Vikings that much. I mean,
right.
TJ's, I think, more of his Goldilocks than his actual skills. But
I think his rookie year sort of it made him look as though he was going to be one of these Kittle, Kelsey, Mark Andrews types, where he's got the sort of the skill set, but it's not consistent enough to be that sort of tight end.
Exactly.
Yeah, but for the team right now, it doesn't make you worse.
No,
right. I like the option. They are clearly going to be in the playoffs, and
yeah, especially with how Green Bay can't seem to figure it out. So it seems like Minnesota's probably going to run away with that one. I've seen a couple shallower leagues, my wife's, and then one of the ones that I'm in. Aaron Rodgers is flying to the waiver wire.
Oh yeah.
Which
had him on two teams.
You wouldn't imagine.
Anymore. No, it's escalated quickly.
And while we're on the lines, Dan Campbell says that Swift is still not to full health. Is Swift ever at full health?
Right, yeah. And he looked okay the other day, but obviously professional touchdown vulture Jamal Williams, in like the first quarter had 15 rushing yards but 2 touchdowns, which, I don't know what you do with that one.
So I was going against Swift in my other league, and I thought it was funny because I I knew it was Walt Williams that scored, and I go, oh boy, that was Swift, like saying, Swift scored, just to rub it in a little bit. And he's like, no, that was Jamal Williams. I was like, oh, sorry.
So around the league, outside of these trades, coming into this upcoming week, a lot of points scored.
Yeah.
I know you scored a ton of points to still
lose.
Which,
I thought we were going to start there.
Yeah.
That was an epic fantasy matchup.
That was,
in
wasn't
our
it?
2 News league.
Yeah.
So you had the second best score in the league?
Second best score, I think it was at 1. I almost came back and won at the very end last night.
It was just Nick Chubb to go, right?
Yeah, and I had Nick Chubb. I was down by 30, and then I ended up losing by 12. So, Nick Chubb almost came back. So I lost 191.6 to 178.6.
You get into the 190s. That's absurd.
It is, which is funny because this is my friend Adam, and he just beat me last week. He slaughtered me in my other league. So I get beat by him twice.
That hurts.
Yeah, not cool.
No.
Not
he
cool.
owes you a meal at the Brook.
That's right, Adam. You're listening.
Right.
Free meal at the Brook.
That's right. So a lot of points scored. With some of these trades, one of the key ones we had sort of talked about before with McCaffrey coming to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Just goes off. His first game sort of, you could tell he was still trying to figure things out, and they weren't going to, run him to death because, he's still trying to figure out the offense. This week, not so much.
Yeah. How good are these guys? And obviously, McCaffrey's he's a 1%er, even in that league. But to be you've been there 10 days. And now you do something no 49er has ever done. Throw a touchdown, catch one, run one in. He's a baller, and I think we all had a hunch, right? Christian McCaffrey in San Francisco. There's the potential for big things, but I'd be lying if I said I saw it happening this quickly. And suddenly, I mean, they're a really fun team to watch all of a sudden.
And it's the first time that he's had a coach that is offensive minded, that has a offensive, like an actual scheme, as opposed to like he had like a Ron Rivera when he first got there, who's a defensive coach, and the offense under him was never very creative. And then with Matt Rule, obviously we saw how that went.
And to think the Rams offered a load of picks for him too, and they lost to that, thinking, oh man, I just lost this in my own division. Now I got to face this guy twice. Boy.
Yep. The passing touchdown, rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, just a fantasy manager's, dream.
Yeah. But he is brittle bones, so I mean,
that's right.
Right.
You gotta watch out for that.
And especially with, the way that things often go in San Francisco, they have a lot of injuries. Frequently.
I read it's because of his offense. It's always a very hard cut on the running back. The part of their scheme is that those running backs got to do a lot of hard cuts, and that's where those leg injuries come from. And so it'll be interesting to see if McCaffrey can hold up to that. But they've got a list of running backs behind them. Oh my God! I mean, they could just say, "Hey, McCaffrey, go up there and run 5 times. We got the rest taken care of."
They were all in on the hard cut thing. We know what's happening. Somebody in this room is blowing an ACL soon, but we don't care. The offense calls for it. I'd never heard that. That's really honestly fascinating because they have great grass turf, and Pete Carroll was just complaining about turf versus grass. Thinks the NFL should be grass everywhere because of injuries. I don't know if he's talking about ACLs or head injuries or what it is he had in mind. I haven't actually read the quotes, but that is fascinating, and I have never, ever heard it. But when you say it, I'm like, it does seem like in that, the Shanahan version of the West Coast, there is a fair amount of that with what they're asking the backs to do. That's interesting. Learn something new every day. Sometimes on my very own podcast.
Sadly, I know more about fantasy football than anything else in life. So I wish I knew. I wish I was a wealth of knowledge about things that are really important in life. But here we are.
So another running back issue for a lot of fantasy managers coming into, obviously this week Dallas is on a bye. But coming out of this bye, will Zeke be healthy enough to be back in the lineup? And will he is it time, are they going to give Pollard the reins or not?
No, we saw it there in the game. They didn't give him the reins. I mean, he only played 15. He didn't need very many snaps. He was more of a feature in the sense that when they got closer to goal line, he got the ball and versus bringing in Zeke. Outside of that, he was still out a lot. I mean, there were multiple drives where he was just sitting there watching, and they don't trust him as far as durability, and their playbook is designed for the 1-2 punch. So, unfortunately,
I happen to think that they are set up for an absolutely killer stretch run, and they are in the perfect position with these running backs, provided one thing happens. Ezekiel Elliott swallows his pride a little bit and understands that he doesn't necessarily become RB2, but he's not exactly RB1 either. I do think there would be diminishing returns with Pollard if you ran him into the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that kind of back. I don't think he's a guy that you want to pump it to 27 times. Nobody does that in the NFL. Well, Derrick Henry, I guess. Right. But he's not that kind of back, I don't think. Everybody gets hung up on RB1, RB2. It'll be interesting to me to see, with regard to matchups, do they like one guy a little bit more than the other? And then kind of in the course of the game, in the most important moments going forward now, which back do they turn to? Mm-hmm. I do think it needs to be Pollard more often than not going forward.
Agreed.
But I think they're in a great situation because I do think that there are some matchups where Zeke does make a fair amount of sense. If he can swallow his pride, I think the Cowboys' offense is in great shape.
Agreed.
If he doesn't, we could be talking about a serious problem because it's the Dallas Cowboys. There is drama all the time. Jerry Jones has a way of stoking that and making it worse as opposed to diffusing it. Elliott is a guy, I'm not saying he's not a team-first guy exactly, but I could see this becoming a problem. It's either or in my mind. I don't see middle ground. It's either going to be a fantastic thing and we might just see this team in the Super Bowl, or it could become a major, major problem, something that we look back and say, you know what, some of the drama in that locker room, I think, kept this team from reaching its potential.
I think it's all Jerry. Honestly, the money he's spending, he's telling him, I'm spending that. You're gonna ride this guy to the grave. And because I remember remember in the beginning of the season, because I have Pollard and Zeke, there is a quote of Zeke saying, they asked Zeke, who's like, well, how do you think you're gonna do this year? And he's like, I'm gonna do great. I got TP right here. And I mean, he knew that his success is reliant on TP, and so I think I think he's at the stage he knows it.
I think he should be. Yeah, I hadn't seen that. That tells me.
But
Jarrah,
got to get my money's worth.
I have both of those guys in my 2 News league.
Okay.
By the way, acquired by trade Zeke last week
For Chris Godwin, right?
I did. Yeah.
That was a unique one.
I know a lot of you guys both don't like it.
No, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just thought it was interesting.
Certainly could be right. Here's my thing. I've had 2 or 3 receivers I really like on the bench every single week.
Yeah.
And so I just thought, you know what? Let's mix in another running back. Injuries happen. I'm probably relying on and riding Ramondre Stevenson a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I like the idea of having Pollard or Zeke. Now, it's going to maybe be tricky going forward because of what I just said. I'm not sure week to week which guy they should be relying on more, much less who they actually will be relying on. But yes, I did send off Godwin. I sold low, right? I mean, he's only the production's probably only going up from here.
I don't think so. I think Brady's toast. I think that's over with. We've moved on. I traded Godwin too last week in my other league. It's he's a target hog, but it's time to move on. He's not running. I mean, it's like his yards per reception are like 2.2 yards. You know, he's not running the 30, 40-yard routes anymore. It's just because TB doesn't have time and he's kind of old.
I've had Devontae Smith on my bench every week.
Yeah,
I've had DK Metcalf on my bench a lot, and I just couldn't see playing Godwin over probably either. You know what I mean? Right. So I just thought, you know what? All right, I'll send him off.
Yeah, Devontae Smith actually had more yards receiving coming into this game than A.J. Brown, but, a lot of people overlook that.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know that, and I've got him on my team. That's interesting. Wow.
So straight up with that one, if you're someone who has Pollard and Zeke,
and I do in my other league, so all season I've had to deal with this.
Right. So if you say you have some kind of need, which one of those guys are you're first to trade Zeke?
Play Zeke.
Oh, play Zeke. Okay.
First would always be play Zeke.
Sure.
He's going to get the goal line touches, and you're banking on TP getting that 50-yard burst and a score, which happens one every 3 or 4 games.
Or catching passes, which is helpful.
Yeah, which is and Zeke does not catch passes, but that offense gets him down the goal line a lot.
Yeah.
And here Zeke just run it on in. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's unfortunate, but if they increase, we got to see what the first game back. If they say, okay, TP is incredible, we've got to give him more touches and rely on him more. Then you play Pollard and you take those 15 touches and you're in RB1 status. So you're gonna have start with Zeke and then look at it from there.
Okay. So
don't trade either. You got to hold on to both.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bye weeks this week: Cleveland, Dallas, Denver, Giants, Steelers, and San Francisco 49ers. So a lot
of teams.
That's the thing. A lot, there could easily be a lot of fantasy teams that have a huge chunk of guys out with those particular teams being on buys. Is there anyone in particular, like I have a short list of some pickups who could be made depending on your league if they're available or not. Rondale Moore, while Hollywood Brown is still out, he's still somebody you could plug in there. As in your flex if you needed to. Devin Duvernay is one of those guys who 1 week he's on the waiver wire, next week somebody picks him up. He's just one of those, up and down sort of guys, but he can be plugged in those flex spots for some of those bye weeks. Romeo Dobbs, who I picked up in our league last week because Jamar Chase was out and will continue to be out, so Dobbs will probably be my guy. Plugging that hole for a little bit, which he played well last week, and they have the Lions coming up, and I think we had mentioned the other day, if you're gonna play somebody, you play them when they're playing against the Lions.
Let's just go pick up anybody and everybody playing the Lions that's available every single week, and that's my advice.
Yeah, I'm not a Lions fan, as you're well aware, and we know who the Lions fan is here. But
sometimes
I just, I like the Lions. I do in a weird sort of underdog way. I feel for them, and
we all feel for. I know who doesn't feel for the Lions.
I mean, a lot of feelings.
I like their coach. They got a great receiver. They've got a great running back. They had a great tight end when they decided to ship him off to the rival. But hey, it's here nor there. But
it is here.
Do they have a great defense, Mike?
Their defense is horrific.
Oh, it's bad.
Horrific.
Yep, they fired I believe the DB's coach this past week, which I don't know what that does for you.
But Dan Campbell, is he a defensive guy or an offensive guy?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know that
motivational.
I don't know that he is a specialty.
He's a weight room guy.
He was a tight end when he played, and then he was a tight ends coach, and then
so more offense,
right?
Which would make sense. Your offense is doing really well, but it's an offensive league now. They need to figure out the defense.
He's a strong bending of the bill on your cap guy.
That's right.
But you know what? The Texans are horrific, and I have no sympathy for them. There's just not much to love about the Texans.
No, I have zero love for anybody who's had
Damian
Deshaun Watson
Pierce
in their organization.
Yeah, Damian Pierce, you love him.
Damian. I'm glad he caught that little touchdown pass because
it was nice little garbage time.
Yeah, because he was running a brick wall all day long. Like, hey, look at me, here I go into this wall.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Feed me something to give me some points.
We need to come up with some garbage time all-stars by the end of this season. That would be good.
That's a great question. Thursday night they take on speaking of the Texans, they take on the Eagles.
Yep.
That's going to be like 60-0.
That's what we were saying. Like we're at the point where are the Eagles going to run the table? And
no,
I don't think
what I'm going with.
Okay.
As a huge Eagles fan, I don't think so either.
Okay.
I want them to.
But I'm impressed. I am very impressed by the way they handle their business, especially early in games, and just they are controlling ball games.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I think, somewhere in the back of my head, I can't give it up that Jalen Hurts is just not quite a pure enough passer to keep doing this. And then he keeps making great throws and along the sideline, AJ. And I'm like, at some point I'm just wrong, right?
Yeah.
At some point I'm just wrong, and this guy is maybe the NFL MVP. So I've got both AJ and Devontae on the 2 News fantasy team, and fly Eagles fly. Just like keep doing it, Jalen.
But if we're looking at record, playing the Giants, they haven't played the Giants at all. So they still got to play them twice. Got to play the Commanders, and still got to go to Dallas.
Yeah.
So
they'll lose at Dallas, I think,
on Christmas Eve. Oh, that will be interesting.
That's a long time.
Historically, though, the Eagles do really well in Dallas.
Yeah, no.
I think it's more of the Giants. We don't do well in New York. And in Washington, we don't do well. So I say we like, I own the team.
So,
no. I'm a one of those fan guys. So I just the Eagles, are going to run into some. But you know what? I think they'll still be first place NFC East, probably first place in NFC, because who else is going to be there?
Well, the Vikings probably won't take many divisional losses.
No, but we already
the record will probably be pretty good.
We already whipped the Vikings.
That's right. That's right. They have a little bit easier division than you guys do, but point taken. I think the Eagles are off to such a great start. Keep Jalen healthy, and
well, hey, no,
good.
We got Gardner. We got Gardner Minshew waiting in the background.
Oh yes, of course.
Don't fear the stash.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was a stash update.
Honestly,
haven't seen it.
I was in Philly last year in December.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, and Jalen was hurt one game, and Gardner came out, and I'm telling you the truth. The talk radio, because he won. Gardner won that game. The talk radio the next morning was, we might think Gardner is our future.
That's rational.
Franchise QB.
That's rational.
That was
Philadelphia
the talk.
Analysis, right? I know. Hey, sports fans are nuts.
I'll never forget that. They were all, wearing stashes, hats, and thinking that this was their guy.
Had the same
now,
thought
I know
in the back of their head.
You got to get out of here.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
The kids.
I will not wish you luck this week because it's me and you.
Is it you and me?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Right now, the projection has us tied. I haven't messed with my lineup
I'm
at all.
awfully glad I didn't
Yeah.
trade for Jamar Chase when you offered that a couple weeks ago. All right, does ESPN have a projection on this matchup?
Right now it says 94 point something to 94 point something. I haven't messed with my lineup. I don't.
That's
even,
low for both of us.
It is, yeah.
Interesting. Bye week eating us up? Is that the deal?
Well, I got Herbert back.
So we are even.
So-
We're a 50-50.
Oh, I
All
still
right.
have I still got Freiermuth in there, who
Well,
he's
yeah,
on a bye week.
I
so
do not
gotta-
wish you
I gotta
luck.
take him out of there.
But Mike, before I go, I just want to say thank you for the monsoon that's coming on Friday, and
You're welcome.
the possibility that I won't have to work on Friday because all these high school football games are being moved to Thursday. So
Thank
God
you,
bless you,
Mike.
sir.
You're
Good
welcome.
seeing, good seeing you,
Thank
boys.
you, Mike.
I do what I can for my friends. So we've got free agent waiver wire week.
Yeah, so we got there's a lot of little injuries to some big guys,
Sure.
like some big time players. Cooper Kupp was day to day as of yesterday with this ankle thing that he tweaked. I know Sean McVay was saying it was stupid of him to leave him in there when he did.
Right. Can we expand on that just for a second?
Yeah.
That how I'd say this every week, and I'm just talking to no one, but hey, you know what? How on earth is no one covering Cooper Kupp?
It's amazing. It's amazing. There's nobody else on that team who does well.
No.
It's not like they have a flurry. Like Allen Robinson maybe catches it, like he only catches balls when Cooper Kupp isn't on the field.
Yeah.
It's amazing how open this guy can get.
Put your linemen on Kupp. I mean, everybody.
Find the fastest guy on your team and just have him in the way.
Yeah. I mean, just jump up.
Right.
Keep jumping up.
Yeah, anybody. Somebody, or just get a giant man to be out there on the line and stuff him.
It's befuddling to me because this is not Cooper Kupp's third year in the league, okay? He was phenomenal when he was, at 25, 26 years old, but he didn't get a lot of balls. They didn't throw it a lot of his way. People covered him before.
Yeah. Did people see him last year?
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to me. I just can't wrap my mind because Justin Jefferson is elite, and they find ways to slow him down.
Oh yeah, there are times where there's particular, whether it's the coverages or the particular corner where Jefferson will still get some, he'll still get some catches, but he doesn't go off.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp every week is going off.
Yeah, it's just dumb, and it's dumb.
Yeah.
I don't like it because I don't have him. If I had him,
Right.
I'd be like,
why didn't I pay all of my money up front to get him?
Exactly. Yeah, well, he's getting too old.
Right.
And that actually does change fantasy for the future, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is Cooper Kupp right now? 29?
That would be my guess.
So, Stephon Diggs is 27. I'm holding on to Stephon Diggs till he's like 50, the rate we're going.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. You hold on to him as long as possible.
Yeah. I mean,
29 Cooper Kupp.
So, when is his birthday? Does he turn 30 this?
June. So
Okay, so he'll be
next
30.
June he'll be 30.
And why wouldn't you take him number 1 overall next year?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I guess maybe to counteract the act that you've got Keenan Allen who is 30. Maybe 30 is the new 20.
It might be
7.
Yeah.
know?
Depending on the guy and how injury prone there are, because this is the first time I remember Cooper Kupp having anything, and he may very well play on Sunday.
Right.
But
That's right. He's very rarely injured.
Right.
And he probably will play. It's frustrating as a competitor and having to go against him. It's
Yep.
like, yeah, I know he's gonna put 30 points up for that team.
right, and that was part of the sort of attraction to in the drafts earlier, like everybody's drafts, to Allen Robinson, because you think, okay, he'll be that complement. They're going to finally cover Cooper Kupp, so
Yeah.
Allen Robinson will be open.
Yeah.
And instead, Cooper Kupp's still always open. Allen Robinson doesn't get anything.
What is Cooper Kupp's lowest point scored this year?
Oh, geez,
in a
that's
game.
that's a
I'll
good
look
question.
it up real
Yeah,
quick.
It's got to be it. I mean, it always feels like he at least has a touchdown.
Here it is. It is, well, okay. He's averaging. Oh my gosh, he's averaging 24.5 points a game.
Of course, sure.
His lowest scoring game was when he caught 4 catches, but he still got 16.4 points because he rushed for a touchdown.
Right, of course, yeah.
What on earth? This is insane. And his lowest targets in a game was that game at 6. He averages almost about 12 targets a game. Think about
right.
it. Why?
That's worth 2 players.
Yeah.
That's worth, like, you can totally not think about one of those draft picks next year because you're like, I have this guy, he's worth at least 2.
But I mean, he's wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 in your
Right,
league. You
yeah,
know,
uh-huh.
you could just leave those slots empty,
Yeah.
and he would still fill that void.
Yeah, it definitely makes me regret just about in every draft I did, my first 2 picks, if he was even on the board, depending, because I had a couple auction drafts.
Do you remember I picked him?
Oh yeah, and then we had the draft sort of blow up, and then reconvene. Didn't get him.
I didn't want him.
Right. Yeah, you were like, no, I didn't want him.
Who's the idiot over here?
You had him. You blew yourself up.
He was who I thought he was, and I let him off the hook.
So there's, so he's got maybe an ankle
Sorry.
thing. He'll probably play. Another sort of similar to the Pollard Zeke thing. David Montgomery versus Khalil Herbert.
Blah.
It's one of those. The Bears are improving. Like the offense has looked better the last couple weeks
Because Fields looks amazing.
because Fields has been playing up to what you would hope for. Although he's still not throwing the ball well.
No.
but he's putting a lot on the board as far as running goes.
Typically,
And-
running quarterbacks really hamper the running backs.
Right.
I mean, you kind of see that in Philly. Miles Sanders still gets his own, but yeah, I mean, look, Lamar is RB1, RB1.
Yep.
You diminish those running backs some. I mean, Baltimore's a little bit of all they do is run. So, I mean, do you want either of these guys?
That's the thing. And, like in a couple in one league, I have David Montgomery, and I'm like, he's at the very best where if you have a more pocket-oriented quarterback there, David Montgomery is RB1.
Yeah, right.
But
Khalil Herbert is really good too. So
right, and that's the thing. And it's always been weird to me. Like David Montgomery's plenty good, but he doesn't seem to have the big play ability that Khalil Herbert seems to have.
he seems like he's slowed down just a touch.
Yeah, and I mean he's been super injured the last couple years. It feels like he always has injuries. Maybe it's one of those,
true.
which makes me surprised that he continuously gets the starting job.
So you say Coach promised more for Herbert? I did not know that.
He said something like he promised to involve Herbert more,
that's not good.
going on because he's had success the last couple weeks. That he was saying, we'll involve him more and more as we go. Like, and that could very well just be coach speak. They'll just get up there and say stuff, but
Right.
but that would be concerning to a Montgomery fantasy owner.
Yeah, I'm already concerned. I mean, I don't have him, but I
Right.
would be concerned
Yeah.
already. And then hearing that, I'd be like, oh, fire sale.
Right, and then another big time player
Yeah.
who you'll need to monitor this week. Again, he very well may play.
I doubt he plays.
But
I
Mark-
think John. Are we talking which?
John,
Yeah,
John, yeah.
John Harbaugh is elusive in the injury talk. I go all in on likely.
Yeah.
I'd likely go all in.
That's it. Yeah. So he did well after Andrews went out in second quarter this past week. Likely did well, 77 yards and a touchdown catch against Tampa Bay, which is as good as you could ask for a backup coming in and taking over that role. So in a entity as a whole that is fantasy football where tight ends are hard to come by.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah Likely, a very good pickup this week.
That's probably going to be your weekly winner this week.
Right.
That's in my opinion. Others will rank them further down and put others higher. I get it. But, I mean, Lamar throws to his tight end all
Yep.
the time. We know that. If Andrews isn't there, Likely he's going to get you 20 points in that position. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Now, another thing I had down here was just we'd briefly mentioned Derrick Henry because there's a lack of these every down, runners like
I
running
love
backs.
Derrick.
But Derrick Henry, and coming into this season, I was thinking, okay, he's older.
Uh-huh,
How
yeah.
how can they possibly keep running him as many times as they are?
Right.
And when you look back in his high school career, he was running a ridiculous amount of times.
Sure.
Alabama, they were running him a ridiculous amount
Yeah.
of times. And he comes into the league immediately, again, just like these 20, 30 carry games
Yeah.
where you're like any other running back would be broken
Done.
down.
Yeah.
And he's still going. And if you have him, it's one of those things where if you're going to make the playoffs, because in week 16, they played the Texans again.
Yeah. Right.
And Derrick Henry has 4 straight 200 rushing yard, 2 touchdown games versus the Texans. He has their number no matter who's in front of him. So hopefully you get him, like a player like him, into the playoffs. It's tough to beat.
So a couple things to that. In my home league, I traded a first rounder a couple weeks for him. So I watched him the first week, and I was like, "Oh, that's it's sad for Henry. It's his end of it." Then the second week, I was like, he seems pretty spry. Then that third week, holy smokes!
Yep.
And then the rest has been history. It's going to be an interesting game this week against the Chiefs. I don't think he has that great of a game, but gosh, they give him the ball every single time.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a Henry owner, if you don't have Hilliard on your bench, you're skating on very, very thin ice.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have Henry, ride the guy, ride till you die.
Yep.
I mean, this guy is the league winner. It's
Yeah.
got to be.
Yeah, and with mentioning Hilliard, and Hilliard still had some touches this past week. Obviously, with Malik Willis starting at quarterback, they were going to be running heavily.
Yeah.
And
I didn't think that much, though.
I
thought
it seemed
Willis
kind
would be running more.
Right, it seemed kind of clear after at least like a half that Willis was not ready to be in there.
Yeah. Two people I worry about watching running, because I have ETN in our league as well, and boy, they ran him down the.
Oh yeah, yeah, they were willing to just keep him going.
Yeah, I was like, hey, can you get some Michael Hasty?
Right, let's slow down.
Some Snoop Connor in here.
I think he looks a little bit tired.
Very rarely in fantasy do I ever want to be like my guy off the
right,
field.
like give him a break.
Yeah, but Derek, I mean, that's like, hey, I'll take 25 versus 36 point whatever,
Right. Yeah,
I'll take that. That's
right.
fine.
It's okay.
good.
Just give him a break. Slow him down a little bit.
It's crazy
Yeah.
though. You're right. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, and there's this theory, and I don't know if I shared it with you last time or not, but when you want to get a young calf, you typically want. I'm just making this up. I don't know if it was a calf or something, but there's a theory though that you don't want the young ones because they have not adapted to life and the way they run and injuries. So youngers tend to get more injured. You want the more veteran, the more seasoned, polished person because their body has now adapted to cutting and running, and they are more withstanding of the serious injuries because their body has acclimated to all of this through the pounding, and they just, like Derek Gore, or Frank Gore, who played till he was 31.
Oh, yeah.
He's just kind of that older bruiser.
He could have averaged 3 yards a carry for the rest of his life.
Exactly, yeah. But you get him at a 21, 22, and that's where you're getting these ACL tears. They're just not acclimated just yet.
Yeah.
So there is something to say about this older veteran running back group that maybe Zeke continues this on.
Right, and he's been what started with his career. He was a little more injured early on and would be kind of in and out. And since then, the last couple seasons, he's in there.
Yeah,
he
banged up a little,
right?
But he can deal with it.
Yeah, his game isn't that sort of like how we talked about earlier, all the cutting.
Yeah,
his game isn't really that. He's just straight up the gut most of the time. So maybe that helps him sort of go on longer.
Sure, and it makes you really think, do you want to take these young you can look at all the running backs that have got hurt, that you've drafted. Brees, Brees, Javonta. Can we go
J.K.
down?
Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. We could go down the list of all of these young running backs that are top round picks that are just hurt, and then you're done with you're out not only this season but then into the next season with them. Meanwhile, you got these old veterans out there.
So I have a question for you from my wife.
Okay.
About her fantasy league. She's got a pretty shallow league. I think it's only like 8 teams.
Okay.
She has Lamar Jackson as her starter.
Okay.
Dak Prescott on her bench.
Okay.
She has been, because Lamar has been sort of down the last few weeks.
He's been a little down, yeah.
She's trying to decide if she wants to trade one of those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If you were to trade one of those quarterbacks just for anything, for any
Dak.
given piece, you're going to trade Dak.
Wouldn't even blink. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no question you keep Lamar.
Yeah, you just think Lamar, and this isn't like a dynasty sort of thing. This
Sure.
is just a one season sort of thing. Still,
Lamar will get me 40. I can bank on that. Dak, you're not playing the Bears every week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Dak at all.
Yeah. Okay.
You
heard that.
Yeah, Lamar. Go Lamar.
Yeah. So we'll have Titans at Chiefs Sunday Night Football, which, depending on which Titan teams you get, could be good, could not be so good.
Yeah. I mean, is Tannehill going to be back?
Yeah.
I bet he will. I bet that's why he sat out against the Texans. Come back. I mean, because it's not. Look, it's not. You're not asking much from him to hand off a ball to Derrick Henry.
And that division is so bad.
Yeah.
That they will need to scratch and claw for every win they get.
Yeah. They're not going to beat the Chiefs.
Right.
will Derrick Henry? How do you bet against the guy?
Right. Yeah. And the Chiefs defense isn't that great.
No.
So you imagine he'll still, at least early on in the game, assuming that the Chiefs don't just immediately get on a roll, which sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Assuming the Titans could at least keep it close, Derrick Henry's gonna get his his yardage,
he's going to get the carries even if he gets 2 yards.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, they will keep on running him.
But get Hillard on your benches, folks.
Yes, for sure.
Because Hillard has looked phenomenal. I mean, he scored like 12 points last week, and you never even heard his name.
Right, yeah. And that's you don't even notice when he's in there because you're just like, oh, there's just some guy running. When's Henry coming back?
Yeah, right. But he's solid. Hillard, and earlier in the season when Henry was a little slower, Hillard was scoring some great points.
Oh yeah, and he was like, he catches the ball a lot more, like at those goal line sort of catches. Like he's very sneaky. I think it's just because the defense is so used to looking for Henry that Hilliard can just sneak out. That's right. Yeah.
But that goes to show you defense is like, they can't even stop. They know.
Yeah.
Like they know where it's going.
They know where it's going. He's a gigantic target. And I heard during that broadcast of the Titans game this past week, I don't remember who was on the call for Fox, CBS, whoever was doing the game. But the analyst was saying that he had noticed that defenders are out there purposely or somewhat purposely letting Henry sort of bypass them so they can, instead of taking him head on, they're going to tackle him from behind. Which
I believe it.
Which becomes
a
problem.
Hit by him?
Right. Which becomes a problem when he's not only giant, but he's also faster than you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because I don't get to watch every game, but I watch the little ESPN it says Derrick Henry 2 yards, Derrick Henry 3 yards,
Yep.
Derrick Henry 40 yards, Derrick Henry 2 yards.
Yeah.
It's like every once in a while you see this blip of 40 yards.
Right.
Like, what the heck?
Derrick Henry touchdown. Derrick Henry, touchdown. Yeah.
Oh, he's a fun guy to watch.
Yeah. So
I digress.
So we will have that game on Sunday Night Football on Channel 2 here. I didn't have any other notes.
Heineke a trustworthy QB, which is hilarious.
Right,
I would have won had I played Heineke.
Right. See, and that he's such a bizarre. Oh, I did find out why he's called the Green Lizard.
Okay, why?
So there's a Miami podcast that I listen to.
Okay.
Just a sports podcast, the Dan Le Batard Show.
Yeah.
But so they would call him that occasionally, and I didn't know why.
Dan Le Batard would?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
His producers would. They would call him the Green Lizard. But there's an old Miami sports host there, just like local radio host or something. And I think Jim Mandich. Does that sound right? I don't know. But he calls Heineken, like the beer, Green Lizards. So Heineken, Green
that
Lizard.
makes wow. Okay.
I think that was the explanation.
That's a deep cut, folks.
Yeah, that was the explanation the internet gave me.
No, that makes complete sense. That makes sense. That's interesting. So you trust him because I played Malik because I thought any running quarterback would be getting some yards, some points for me, and on a whim. But Malik is not ready for the NFL to start.
It makes me. It warms my heart because I thought the Lions were going to take him really high in the draft.
Oh, really?
Because it was one of those like, oh, well, he's sort of the best quarterback available at that time, and I was like, oh, boy.
He's not. He needs a couple years in the background. Tannehill must feel real safe now.
Yeah. It's got to be one of those where he's like, okay, I'm cool.
Because it was the Texans, folks. This is not
right. Yeah, you'd think if there was a perfect game to have Malik Willis be the starter for the first time, that would have been it.
Right, but he only threw 10 passes, and one of them was to someone else, the other team.
That's right.
So.
Yeah.
But trust Heineke. I mean, he's a baller. He'll create some mischief sometimes, but
him and McLaurin, they're on.
Oh, they've always been on. I'm as a Curtis Samuel owner, I need Wentz to come back.
Right.
Because that was his guy.
And that was the thing early in the year with Wentz, McLaurin wasn't doing that well.
No.
And not with Heineke, something with those two. Like they're right.
Last year was the same thing. Yeah. I mean, so where's Wentz? Bring back Wentz. But no, I need Heineke this week. I need Heineke until some other dude that should probably not be playing football comes back.
That's right.
Which I think is in 2 weeks.
Yeah. We'll see. And you wonder if they make him the starter again or not.
Oh yeah.
Because before it was.
You don't think they will?
I don't know if they keep winning with Heineke until he comes
Oh
back.
no, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the team that shouldn't have the guy on their team. The Cleveland.
Oh yes, the Cleveland
Yeah.
team. Yes,
Yeah, no, Deshaun's going to be their starter.
Right. Yes, he will definitely be their starter.
But
That
real,
is for sure.
real quick, did you watch that Monday Night Football game last night at the
I
very
only,
end?
I only watched a little bit. I didn't watch much.
Very rarely do you get to hear the quarterback. He was trying to draw him off sides, and they had the audio turned up way loud. And he was just calling out, "Hey,
Well,
55! You want to go get me, don't you?" I was like, this is great.
Yeah, it's. I always appreciate it because obviously sometimes it's the crowd noise, sometimes it's just the whatever the broadcast crew who hooked that up and hook it up as well.
Yeah.
But I love hearing like when it's really clear down there and you can hear them. And I mean, sometimes they're like constantly having to dump the sound out because there's like some words in there that they shouldn't be saying.
Yeah.
So you can always tell like, oh, that something came through.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett goes, he said, 55, you almost came over, didn't you? Come on, boy.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's
yeah,
great.
I always appreciate those. But yeah, so other than
November
that,
1st.
I don't think I had anything left.
Okay.
Do you have any points?
The 3 people that are listening to this podcast, please, if you have any connections to any defense that's playing Cooper Kupp, tell them to put all the men on Cooper.
That's right.
Please.
Yeah. So we will be back next week. Like I said, Channel 2, Titans at Chiefs this Sunday. I've got Caden this week in our league. I don't know who you have.
I have my friend Nick Wood, who's doing really well. So but he's gone bye. Most of those players are on bye. So
Okay.
I would watch out for my team. I'm 4-4 now. I've lost 2 in a row, but I've got a formidable
Got something coming.
cast. Yeah, I mean
okay.
with D Hop, Justin Jefferson, Kyler, and I've got Etienne killing it. So I'd watch out for my team.
Okay.
All
All right. And we will be back next week. Good luck, everyone.